So good afternoon, friends. Is my voice clear and audible? Is my voice clear and audible to all of you? Right down in chat box, there is a button of chat box, live chat. Just below your video, there is a button of live chat. Right down, is my voice clear and audible to you? We are soon starting our topic, environment and human health. Inform to your colleagues also that we are starting our topic, environment and human health. Okay, so I am getting reply, yes sir, from Kajol. Okay, from Dhwani, Sivani. Okay. Okay, so more students are now joining. Ask your colleague in your group that our class has been started. Ask your colleague in your group that our class has been started. We are going to discuss on environment and human health. There is a chat box. There is live chat box just below your video. So you can watch that part. Just below your video, there is a live chat box. So you can write down your comments in that chat box. Whatever questions I will be asking, that you will be writing there. Answers you will be writing there. It will be your interactive session. It will be interactive section. So environment and human health, it includes two words, environment as well as health. So first of all, write down in chat box, tell me in chat box that what is health? According to you, what is health? There is one also definition given by WHO, but whatever you know, write down in chat box. What do you mean by health? What do you mean by health? Write down in chat box. So it will be interactive sessions. Whatever answer you know, you can write down. Don't try to write down answers. Whatever you know, you can write down in chat box. What is health according to you? I'm waiting for your reply. There is also definition given by WHO, but forget definition. What is health according to you? Yes, I'm getting reply from Kajol. Physical, social, and mental fitness. Very good. You have included many dimensions: physical dimension, social dimension, as well as mental dimension. Yes, I'm getting reply from other students. Same answer: physical, social, mental well-being. Physically, mentally, socially well-being. Very good. Okay, so humans should be well. Humans should be behaving well in all aspect, physical aspect. Generally, what we consider health as a physical aspect, that our body should be perfectly working, but along with our body, our mind, it should be also perfectly working. Then we, as well as our social relation, economical status, all should be perfect. Then and then we can say that we are in perfect health. Now, tell me what is environment? Very basic question. What is environment? So I am getting reply from other students also. Health is everything which make us happy and fit. Very nice. Okay. Now, what is environment? Other students have written, Maitri has written, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely absence of disease or infirmity. That is the perfect definition of health. Very good. Now tell me what is environment? Yes, getting reply from Kajol, surrounding. Then what is environment? What things are included in environment? You all are doing well. You are all are answering very well. So go ahead and answer according to you. Now, what is environment? Whatever words you that come in your mind, you can write down here. Our surrounding in which we live. Yes, very good. Then the condition in which you live, that is environment. Getting reply from Sonali as well as Jigar. Fine. Anything else? Ask your other colleague that our class has been started. You can ask your colleague of your college or your related college also, so that they can take also benefit of this class. It is very basic topic. So we are going to see environment and human health. First of all, environment. So environment is everything that is around us. So whatever surrounding thing, you are very right. Some of the students has answered that whatever the things are present around us, these are, and this is included in environment. Let me see any other reply are there. Yes. So environment is nature's gift, which feels need of the living organism. Reply from Dhwani. Okay, from Sivani is also replied that animals, human being, plants, everything are included in environment. Very good. So basically, you have written about biological environment. Priyanka has replied the surrounding or the condition in which a person, animal, plant lives or operates. Indrani has replied it consists of lithosphere, hydrosphere, biosphere, stratosphere. Okay, so you have talked about environment which is there in space, which together forms the nature and bind us together. Yes. Then ISI has replied the surrounding or condition in which a person, animal, or plant lives or operates. So very well. So I have got very good answers. Now we are going to discuss about this. So environment can be living. It can be biotic environment, or it can be non-living like abiotic environment. So examples of the biotic environment, some of the students has already given that animals, insects, all the microbiological substance, even coronavirus, it is also in our environment. Nowadays, that is the talk of the town since many months. That is in our environment. I mean to say that is not there in space. It is not living in air, but it is in form of the fomites. So it is there. Non-living environment. So non-living environment, all the objects around you, whatever the objects around you is non-living environment. What are the examples of the non-living environment? I think some of the students have already written, so I am not going to ask now. So non-living environment, it includes water, it includes air, radiation, everything is there in non-living environment. So environment includes physical, chemical, and other natural forces. Living things live in their environment. So whatever the living things are there, animals, trees, plants, everything that live in environment, whether it is biotic environment or abiotic environment. And health. So you have already answered. Health is a state of physical, mental, and social well-being in the disease, in which disease and infirmity are absent. So there is no presence of disease, there is no presence of infirmity, means disability or impairment, and there is complete physical state of social well-being, physical well-being, mental well-being, that is health. So that is WHO definition of the health. You have to remember this WHO definition of the health. It can be asked in your various exams. It can be asked in your Viva also. So remember this definition very well. Now there is interrelationship between this environment and health. As you know that three words: agent, host, and environment. In community medicine, we usually talk about three words: agent, host, and environment. So environment affects human health very much. It affects the health a lot. So that is the topic of discussion, how the environment affects the human health. That is the topic of discussion, how in various way changes in environment can affect the human health. So that we are going to see. So environment and human health are interrelated. If there is change in environment, and the human health can be change also. For example, recent example, in our environment, there is presence of coronavirus, not in air. It is not present in air, but it is present in other human body. It is present in form of the fomites. So human health, so many people are infected with the coronavirus and becoming corona positive and COVID disease. So change in environment leads to this human ill health. Good environment is therefore an indication of the healthy human being and a developed nation. Now, for healthy human being, for developed nation, for nation to be developed, presence of good environment is very much necessary. Okay, so I have given one example how change in environment can affect the human health. Can you give more examples How change in environment. Can you give more examples how change in environment can affect the human health? You can take example of any of the component. So write down whatever the example it comes in your mind. Write down in chat box how the change in any component of the environment. Say it can be water, it can be air, it can be radiation. It can affect the human health. Write down in chat box how change in environment can affect the human health. I'm waiting for your reply. No need to search at any other sources. You can write down by yourself. Whatever the words come in your mind, that you can write down by yourself. So various types of the pollution of the air, water, etc. can affect the human health adversely. Dhwani has replied, due to pollution, person can't breathe properly. Yes, very nice. Okay. So in such a way, whatever that comes in your mind. Jay has replied, change in season can affect the health. Very nice. For example, change in the season. Now monsoon is beginning. So disease which are related to this monsoon season, vector-borne disease, typically malaria, dengue, that can be prevalent. Chikungunya, that can be prevalent. Pollution of the water, air. But how it affect the human health? You have to write down it. If there is less sanitation, it can lead to different disease. Okay, due to contaminated water and food, due to water, soil, air pollution. So yes, I am getting reply from so many students. Now that part we are going to see. So polluted atmosphere, whatever you have replied, that is correct. Polluted atmosphere has become a serious threat to the very existence of the human species. For our existence, for existence of the human being, polluted atmosphere, polluted water, polluted air, radiation, this all have become the serious threat for our existence. Pollution growth and population growth and intensification of the man's activities. Because of our activities, population is growing day by day. Particularly if we consider the most populated country like us, population is growing day by day. And because of our intensification of the activities, whatever activities we were doing 10 or 20 years back, here nowadays more activities. Like if we talk about this online classes, before 10 years, this online classes, there was no existence of this online classes. Even just we say before this COVID era, there were less existence of the online classes because physical teaching was there. So nowadays, because of this intensification of the activities, we are using electric sources, we are using this radiation, and so that we are making the environment, affecting the environment. So on various front like agriculture activities, agriculture development, urbanization and industrialization. So particularly these activities, urbanization and industrialization, day by day, urban area are growing, industries are growing, and because of the urbanization and industrialization, there is pollution to environment. All over the world have created a hazardous environment. For example, there are some photographs. So environmental health can directly be related to human health. You may have remembered such type of fire in jungle. Do you remember the name of just recently, some months back, there was fire in a large jungle. In large forest area, there was fire. Can you remember the name of that forest area? This is the largest forest area of our earth where there was fire. But this photograph is not of that forest. Write down in chat box which was that forest area some months back. If you remember the news, that largest forest area of our earth was affected by fire. On the name of the forest, there is one online shopping website or application, which is that it is very easy. There was fire set in the largest forest of earth some months back. Yes, Amazon. Okay, Amazon, right. I'm getting reply from so many students. So because of this type of the fire, there can be hazardous pollution, there can be depletion. This damage to the forest will lead to depletion of the ozone layer. And because, as you know, that if there is depletion of the ozone layer, there can be many ill health condition. Ozone layer protects us from the ultraviolet radiation of the sun. So if there is depletion of the ozone layer, ultraviolet rays can directly affect the human body, and it can lead to, one of the example is there, skin cancer. It can lead to many diseases. One of the examples, skin cancer. And ultimately, because of the deforestation, because of the damage to the forest, whatever other effects are there, that will be there. So one of the example is there, environment. Then climate and health. If there is climatic change, because of the heavy rains, floods, and many other disasters. Recently, you may have experienced the news of many of the tsunami, many of this cyclone. So this climate can affect the human health in many different ways. So environment is under constant interference by human-bound activities. We constantly interfere the environment, right? So effect of the environment of the human health, it can be described in these three following terms. See, I'm going slowly so that you can understand this part. Pay attention over here. So what are the effect of the environment on human health? It can be described in these three sentences. First of all, pay attention. Extent to which environmental condition lead to shortening of the life. First thing is shortening of the life. If there is polluted environment, if there is hazardous environment, it can decrease the lifespan. Suppose a person is living, average person is living up to 75 years, and because of the polluted environment, person lives now for 70 years. So there is shortening of the average shortening of the 5 years of the life. This is example. This is not actual number. So there can be shortening of the life because of the poor environmental condition. Second thing is there, extent to which the environment induce disability and impairment is found. Suppose because of the leakage of the gas, which occurred some months back in Visakhapatnam, just recently in Visakhapatnam, there was leakage of gas, styrene gas was leaked. And because of that, if there is loss of the eyes, the eyesights are lost, that is called impairment. And because of the loss of the eyesight, person is not able to see, that is disability. So environment can lead to hazardous environment, I'm to say polluted or such type of the bad environment can lead to impairment and disability. So first thing was shortening of the life. Second thing is because of this poor environment, impairment and disability. Then third thing, extent to which the biological potential of an individual is reduced. Biological potential, that is our energy. If we take the our capacity, biological capacity to work, biological to perform the biological functions, if they are lost, then that can be also one of the effect which can be described as a hazard of the environment. So again I repeat, shortening of the life, disability or impairment, or reduction in biological potential of the individual, means biological capacity to work, or biological functions. For example, reproduction. Because of the radiation, if the functions of the reproduction is impaired, so that is reduction in the biological potential. So these three things we have to keep in mind: shortening of the life because of this poor environment, or disability or impairment, and reduction in biological potential. So environmental factors, the various environmental factors can affect the human health, such as because of what are the factors which can affect the human health, such as overpopulation. Just a second. Overpopulation, then pollution, urbanization, degradation of the natural resources. These are various environmental factors which can affect human health. Some of the factors have been listed. Many others can be also there. So we are going to see these factors one by one. First of all, overpopulation. Population explosion means enormous increase in population. Increase in population is such large that it can be considered as population explosion. Like in our country, like in China, it is most important cause of all environmental problem. Because if population is increasing, human activities are increasing, and because of the increase in human activity, there can be pollution, there can be air pollution, there can be radiation, there can be water pollution. So the base, ultimately the basic thing, what are meant to say, basic cause of environmental pollution is overpopulation. It leads to poverty, over exploitation of the resources, environmental degradation. Over exploitation of the resources means if there is increase in population, there will be more need of vegetables, so there can be there can be more need of this wood, and for this wood there can be deforestation. So over exploitation of the resources, environment, and ultimately environmental degradation. Second thing is pollution. So what is pollution? Any change in environment which directly, so that is change in environment which directly or indirectly affect the welfare of the human being is called pollution. Any change, again I repeat, pollution is any change in environment which can directly or indirectly affect the welfare of the human being. Welfare of the human, it is called pollution. So air pollution, water pollution, solid waste pollution are of prime concern. So these are main example: air, water, and solid waste pollution. And they are the prime concern in case of the environmental insanitation. Other kinds of the pollution like nuclear hazards, and they can also cause the problem to the human health. So you may have studied about various pollution in your higher secondary classes also. You may have read everywhere also. So that is very basic topic that you can understand this very easily. And this can, if this is asked as a short note, environment, effect of the environment on the health. So you can describe these different types of the pollution in short, and you can write down the ill health. I mean to say, what are the health hazard due to this pollution that we are going to see one by one in next slides. So because of the air pollution, various pollutant which are present in the air can directly affect the different system of the body. Can you name some air pollutant? What are the names of air pollutant? Write down in chat box. What are the names of air pollutant? What are air pollutant which are present in air? What are the components that can damage and that can pollute air? What are different air pollutants? Write down in chat box. Yes, I am waiting for reply. What are different air pollutant? Which component can cause air pollution? I am waiting for your reply. What are the gases? Just I am asking in other way. What are the gases that can cause air pollution? Which gas or because of which things, which cause of which activities air pollution can occur? You can answer like that also. I am waiting for your reply. Still no reply. How air pollution can occur? How air pollution can occur? What are the gas which can cause air pollution? Or what are the activities by which air pollution can occur? I'm waiting for your reply. Yes. Okay. I think connection from for this may be slow. So yes, I am getting now reply. Okay. So many replies simultaneously. I think many of the students have written. Okay. Carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, SO2. I'm getting reply simultaneously. See, chlorofluorocarbon. Yes, very nice. SO2, CO2. Then this gas is acid rain also, mainly due to industrial activity. Very good activity like using refrigerator, which leads to the release of the CFC, that is chlorofluorocarbon. Very good. Household equipment can cause also air pollution, pesticide, vehicle. Okay, so I have replied, I have got many answers. So because of this air pollution, it can result in ill health of the human body. Like, so for example, we take the simple thing that if we take this smoke, such a smoke in our inhalation, then it can result in accumulation of the carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide, and so it can lead to respiratory problem. So by inhalation, if there is if the smoke is there, it can lead to respiratory problem. It can even lead to, if there is over concentration of this carbon monoxide in our body, it can lead to even death also. This can be absorbed through the skin also, it can be absorbed through the eyes also, so it can damage the skin, it can damage eye also, it can lead to cancer also. Constant exposure of such type of the air pollutant, it can lead to cancer also. Then water pollution. So you can see this such a photograph that water is polluted since 2014. There is, or before that also, there is project for cleaning the Ganga river. So such river, Ganga, Yamuna, and many other rivers in India, they are polluted. Water bodies, many of the water bodies. Water body means rivers like pond, as well as ponds, or any of the water collection, large water collection, dam. It can be also considered as the water body. So almost 70% of the water bodies in India are polluted. As majority of the Indian rivers are dangerously polluted. The common polluted include how this river can be polluted. As we know that in river, because of the different type of the human activity, particularly washing clothes near the river, like bathing the animals, like washing the vehicles near the river. You can see that in whenever there is collection of the water in dam in our area, like in Rajkot as well as in Jamnagar, many of the people come to wash the vehicles even also. So because of this human activity, as well as release of the industrial effluent, release of the industrial wastewater, that can be the major source of the river pollution. Municipal waste, whatever the waste is generated in the city, so through this municipal waste, that is also one of the major source of the river pollution. Agrochemicals, some of the students have very well mentioned that pesticides, agrochemicals, oil spills, many times in case of the sea, particularly these oil spills occur in case of the sea. If any large that jahaj which is carrying this oil, whenever if there is oil leakage from this steamer or from this large boat, it can lead to the oil spill in the sea, and it can damage also aquatic animal, aquatic plants which are present. So because of this type of the pollution, water pollution, aquatic animal and aquatic plant, there is also damage of this living organism who are present in, which are present inside the water. About 60% of the waterborne disease are reported in India, and it include waterborne disease. So examples, you need to remember the examples of the waterborne disease like typhoid, cholera, bacillary dysentery, amoebic dysentery, diarrhea, and jaundice. So this is the example how this water pollution can affect the human body. So this is another photograph to show you this water related disease. Because of the scarcity of the water, lack of the water is also leading to ill health over the human body. It is also harmful to the human health. Drinking contaminated water, so that you can see that this type of the water, if it is used for drinking purpose, it can lead to the disease like diarrhea, or previously mentioned like typhoid, cholera. Then the risk due to chemicals in food, that was about water. Now simultaneously we are taking some other concerns like risk due to chemical in food. As you know that there is larger use of the pesticide for growing the crops, so or for avoiding the insects which can damage the crops. So because of this chemical, it can lead to the food contamination. So that include pesticide as well as various chemical. And general precaution for avoiding such risk due to use of the chemical in the food is to wash the fruits, vegetable thoroughly before cooking. In case of the particularly such COVID area, we have to wash all these vegetables and fruits thoroughly into the bucket of the hot water. Rather, we keep all these vegetables and fruit and before using it. So some of the chemicals which are used to grow it larger, these fruits, many of the chemicals are used so that these fruits can grow larger. So for that purpose also, for ripening the fruits, like in case of this recently, whatever the fruit you have ate in recently in summer season, so carbide is used for ripening that fruit, mango fruit, and for that purpose this carbide can also lead to various cancer in the environment. Oral cancer because of the tobacco chewing, increasing use of the tobacco, particularly in the Saurashtra region. In Gujarat, in Saurashtra region, there is increasing use of the tobacco, and that tobacco chewing can lead to the oral cancer. Smoking, it is also considered the environmental condition, and it can lead to lung cancer. Infectious disease because of the environment. Just recently where monsoon has started, so in this monsoon season as well as in post monsoon season, there can be larger collection of the water, and there can be water bodies, and these water bodies can serve as a breeding place for the mosquito, and there can be increasing incidence of the mosquito borne disease like malaria, like this dengue, like this chikungunya. So they are also most common infectious disease which are present in case of the in monsoon and post monsoon season. So after that, solid waste. So you can say that solid waste, in corporation there is one solid waste department, so this which is regulating this disposal of the solid waste. As you know that there are two colored bucket which should be kept for collection of the solid waste in your home. Which are those color? There can be two different color buckets, two different color buckets which are kept to collect the solid waste, which are those color, and which type of the solid waste? Yes, green and blue. Okay, now which type of the waste is to be disposed in green and which in blue? Yes, green and blue, that is okay. So one student has answered red, yellow, and blue. See, red, yellow, this type of the color are for hospital waste. We will be talking later on also on that. For solid waste, there are two types of the waste, basically solid waste and hospital waste. So whatever the household collection or whatever the non-hospital type of the waste, these are solid waste. So in green, yes, leaves, biodegradable in green, very good. Yes, biodegradable waste material in green. Can you give the example? And what in blue? In blue, household in household many, both biodegradable and non-biodegradable, both type of the waste can be generated. So in blue, biodegradable in green, and non-degradable in this blue. Can you give the example? One example is already written by one student. Green, leaves, these are biodegradable. Okay, I can give you the example. So waste food, whatever the kitchen food is there, it can be thrown in this green bucket. And this plastic waste, for example, non-biodegradable like this plastic, it can be, or wood, it can be there in this blue bucket. So it is compulsory to throw this type of the biodegradable, non-biodegradable in different type of the bucket. So that is solution, solid waste. So discharge of the industrial sludge as well as dumping of the industrial and municipal waste. And so basically we are talking about two waste: industrial waste, so waste generated in the industry, and municipal waste. Municipal waste means waste generated in household. It is not the municipal corporation who is generating waste. It is the waste of whole city. It is the waste of whole town, or it is the waste of that village. So that is municipal waste, which is the generated by use of the all the citizens who are residing in the city or in the town. So that is the prime cause of the land pollution. Day by day, daily, whatever the waste we are generating, that is the prime cause of the land pollution. Such waste include garbage, rubbish, hospital refuse, dead animal, agriculture waste, So this garbage, rubbish, these are the different types of the waste. Okay, so simultaneously I'm not giving the names of the garbage as rubbish as well as rubbish. You can write down or you can take the screenshot of this part, and next lecture I will ask the meaning of all this type of the waste. What is garbage, what is rubbish, what is hospital refuse? Okay, garbage, rubbish, dead animal we know, agriculture waste we know. So just basically these two terminology. Write down these two terminology, garbage and rubbish, and you have to search the meaning of these two terminology, garbage and rubbish. These are two different terminologies used for different type of the waste. There are also other waste that we will discuss in next time also. So chemical like pesticide, insecticide, we are talking about solid waste, fungicides, which are used in agriculture as well as for food preservation, as well as in community health services, that can also cause damage of land. So basically these chemicals are, they can cause land pollution as well as that can cause environmental pollution. Most of the pesticides are mutagenic and carcinogenic. What do you mean by carcinogenic? What do you mean by carcinogenic? Carcinogenic means, what do you mean by carcinogenic? Write down in chat box. Carcinogenic means, mutagenic means mutation, which cause mutation of DNA, which is present. Mutation of chromosome. Yes, carcinogenic means which can cause cancer, right? So these pesticides are carcinogenic. It can lead to the cancer. So mutation can cause chromosomal aberration. It can cause change in the chromosome and various kind of the hereditary abnormality because of this pesticide, insecticide. Because of the longer duration effect, it cannot be so that once it is used and it can cause mutation, but it can cause hereditary abnormality after it has been used for longer period of the time. So these are photograph of dead animal, again dead animals. So DDT, you popular name DDT, you already know, you may have already heard about this. So it can cause hepatocarcinoma, leukemia, aplastic anemia. Hepatocarcinoma is cancer of liver. Leukemia is cancer of blood. Aplastic anemia, that is one of the type of the anemia where RBC synthesis is hampered. So what is full form of DDT? Do you know what is full form of DDT? Write down in chat box full form DDT. Meanwhile, we are talking further. Write down in chat box full form DDT. So this is malathion, which can cause schizophrenia, and that is one psychiatric illness, and depression. Increasing use of malathion for as an insecticide, particularly for mosquito, it can cause depression and schizophrenia. This is Delrin. It can cause insomnia. Insomnia is lack of sleepiness during night. Insomnia is inability to sleep during night. That is insomnia. So I had asked that full form of DDT. Yes, many students has written dichloro, diphenyl, trichloroethane. Not it is not dichloro, diphenyl, trichloroacetic acid. No, it is not correct. Dichloro, diphenyl, trichloroethane. Not two time dichloro, difluoro. It is dichloro, diphenyl, trichloroethane. Then malathion, it can cause muscular weakness, paralysis. Then again malathion, it can cause damage to liver and kidney. Then hospital refuse, hospital waste. These hospital waste are known as biomedical waste. Biomedical waste, as they are generated during medical treatment or during procedure, during diagnosis, during investigation. So these are known as biomedical waste. And can you give the example of the biomedical waste? What are the examples of biomedical waste? What are the waste which are generated during in hospital, in clinic? As we being a medical person, paramedical person, we are more concerned with the hospital, and we are also exposed to such type of the waste. So what are the waste generated in hospital? Write down the example of such waste. What are the waste that are generated in hospital? Write down the examples. These waste are particularly hazardous to human body, and it can cause many infectious disease. Yes, I am getting reply. Use syringes, disposable injections, syringes, mask. Very good. Nowadays, use of mask is prevalent. So whatever the masks are there, there's the surgical mask, surgical instrument, some of the surgical. So these are biomedical waste. Particularly, you can see in photograph syringes as well as needle, catheter, intravenous infusion set. All these are biomedical waste, and there is separate system of disposal of the biomedical waste. One student has replied in previously that there are different color of the bin, like red color. There are 4 color bin: red, then black, red, black, yellow, and blue, as well as white puncture proof. Red, black, yellow, blue, and white puncture proof. So this different color coded bag. So this biomedical waste is a different topic, separate topic, which you will learn in separate class. So in which in particular biomedical waste is to be discarded in a particular colored colored bin. And there is also particular treatment like incineration, like for some cases dumping, like this plastic can be reusable after the spreading, autoclaving. So different type of the treatment are there. Disinfection, like using sodium hypochlorite. So that you will learn in different topic. So some diseases like HIV, hepatitis B, these are bloodborne diseases which are there, which can be transmitted through this improper disposal of the biomedical waste. As well as it can be hazardous, like it can cause injuries. So injuries, hepatitis B, HIV, these are some of the things which can be some of the disease which can be transmitted through improper biomedical waste. Then industrial pollutant like heavy metals. Some of the industries which are using heavy metal, industrial effluent means whatever the industrial waste are there, that can cause toxicity and various problems such as fluorosis. And these are great examples of this industrial pollutant. Because of this industrial pollutant, there can be this were the large incidents, and this is one of the photograph of recent large incident which happened in Visakhapatnam. This third thing, Visakhapatnam gas leakage, in just 1 or 2 months back, and that gas leak was styrene, and because of the leakage of this gas, there were a death of about 12%, and many other persons were suffering from morbidity. They have also effect on the eyes. So this is Visakhapatnam gas leakage. Before that, there was Bhopal gas incidents, and then in this Bhopal gas incidents, there was leakage of the methyl isocyanate gas. And there are very good video on this Bhopal gas incidents. Then Minamata disease in Japan, and this in Japan there was leakage of the methyl mercury from some of the industries, and this methyl mercury was taken by fishes, and these fish were ate by human population, and there were because of this methyl mercury, there were many ill health on the human bodies. So these are the examples of industrial pollutant, and these are some incidents of the big incidents because of this industrial pollutant, big incidents of the ill health on the human body. Urbanization, as we have previously described, that increase in urbanization adversely affect the ecological balance. We have already discussed about this. It not only cause the deforestation, but also increase uncontrolled discharge of the municipal waste. We have already talked about this part. So most Indian cities have such 40% population, which lead to deteriorating life quality. In suppose in one city, Ahmedabad or Mumbai, 40% is population which is such, they have the bad life quality, deteriorating life quality. Like in case of the Mumbai, if we take the example of this large hut area, what is that? That is Dharavi hut area. They are living in the bad hygienic condition. So in each and every city, there are such population which are living in such bad hygienic condition. and poor health services, as well as flourishing communicable disease. So we are talking about the problem of the urbanization. This area have the lack of the basic immunity, and they are disease prone because they are living in the bad hygienic area. Degradation of the natural resources. We have already talked that because deforestation. Degradation means breakdown, means removal of the natural resources. Like forest, like air, like water, these are considered as the natural resources. So loss of the natural resources. Degradation means we can say that loss also. Loss of the natural resources adversely affect the quality of the human life. Like deforestation, it can result in loss of the biodiversity. Because biodiversity is essential for maintaining the basic life supporting process. Biodiversity means presence of all the types of the biological material. There should be presence of the trees. There should be presence of the animals. There should be presence of the human bodies. There should be presence of the insects. There should be presence of the microbiological environment also. This presence of all the types of the animals, insects, microbiology, trees is called as biodiversity. If there is loss of the trees, then biodiversity is imbalanced, and number of medicines which are procured from various life forms are also essential for the human health. So these are some good photographs to show you then and now. Previously how the forests were, and nowadays how the forests are. The cut trees you can see. Previously how the earth was. You can see the green earth, greeneries all over the earth, bright sunlight. And nowadays, because of this, such industries, urbanization, cut trees. Previously, how the land was, and now how it is polluted. In 2000, how this bridge looked like, and this river was there in this bridge area. Nowadays, the river is dried up. So in 2016. So many such comparative photographs you may come across in various sources, you can see. But since last 1 or 2 years, increasing awareness is there in environment, and many agencies, many NGO, many persons are working to protect our environment, to grow the trees. Like in case of Saurashtra region, many NGO are there who are working to grow more and more trees. One of the example I can give you that in Rajkot city, Manav Seva Charitable Trust is there. Sadbhavana Old Age Home. Some of the students may have heard the name. They are growing enormous number of the trees. Till now, till today, they have grown about 5 lakh trees in Rajkot area. You can see the labels over the trees also. Sadbhavana Old Age Home, Sadbhavana Vruddhashram. So such many NGO are there in India who are working to grow the trees to protect the environment, as well as this National Sanitation Drive, which has been started in 2014. It has also make the human behavior, change in the human behavior for the less pollution, for the less environmental pollution, and as well as it has also created the awareness in human to protect the environment. And we can be the part of that movement, that sanitation drive. So to conclude, as such, clean and green environment is the life of the life. If we need the life, for that we need clean and green environment. A time to take corrective step is still there. We can still prevent this environmental pollution. We can still prevent the hazards which are arising out of the environmental pollution. Now a new concept of the development is needed. We are talking of the development every time. Our present government is more interested or keen in having the keen interest in development, but simultaneously we have to take care of the environment also. So that development is needed, that the emphasis in the relation between human being and nature is well maintained. So for that, a sustainable development, it is only solution to save the human life and health. This can be understood through this picture. Sustainable development means healthy environment. There should be healthy environment, and there should be healthy people. We cannot cause development in because of the loss of the healthy environment. There should be simultaneously presence of the healthy environment and the healthy people. So that is all about today's topic, that is on environment and health. And I'm thanking you for attending this class. Is there any queries? Do you have any query? Write down in chat box. That was just about a brief introduction about various environmental pollutant and disease related to that. Do you have any query or any feedback for this lecture? We will be taking other lectures also, and I will be informing you time to time for this live lecture. This live lecture will be also available as a recorded form on YouTube. I will be sending link in the group after it is over. Any feedback from your side or any queries? Write down in chat box. Are there any feedback or any query from your side? Link of this recorded lecture, this live lecture will be available in recorded form also, and I will be sharing this link very soon. It will be available permanently so that you can repeatedly go through this lecture before your exam also and for your repeated revision. Okay, so no queries. Okay, thank you very much. I'm ending this broadcast. Thank you. So many of the students have replied. Okay, thank you. So many students have replied, thank you, right? And live lecture is best. It was very good and perfectly understood. Okay, fine. Thank you very much. Thank you. So we will again meet next time. I will be sharing in advance about our next schedule and for next lecture. Thank you very much.